Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's Men's Health Month virtual roundtable discussion. So I am Dr. Tonyo Kwesami, Dr. O, as I'm popularly called. I'm the health officer for Prince George's County. And on behalf of the Prince George's County Health Department, I want to welcome our residents, county employees, community partners, healthcare professionals, and everyone who has taken time out of their busy day to participate in this important conversation. Men's Health Month is an opportunity to raise awareness about preventable health conditions, encourage early detection and treatment, and empower men to take charge of their health and well-being. Today, we are focusing on kidney disease, kidney donation, and transplantation issues that affect thousands of individuals and families across our nation and right here in Prince George's County. While today's discussion focuses on kidney disease and transplantation, it is really a conversation about hope, resilience, and community. In Prince George's County, we know that health outcomes improve when people see themselves reflected in the stories of others. Today, panelists are helping us do exactly that. Why is this conversation important? Why does it matter? Kidney disease continues to affect a significant portion of our communities across the country. More than 92,000 people in the United States are currently waiting for a kidney transplant, making kidneys the most needed organ in the United States. Black Americans and Hispanic Americans are disproportionately affected by kidney disease and kidney failure. This is often due to higher rates of hypertension and diabetes, which are the two leading causes of kidney disease. Men of color frequently experience higher rates of kidney failure, longer wait times for transplants, greater barriers to healthcare, and lower rates of living donor matches. The average wait time for a kidney transplant from a deceased donor range from 3 to 5 years, and tragically, approximately 12 individuals die each day while waiting for a kidney transplant. These numbers are more than statistics. They represent fathers, sons, brothers, husbands, friends, co-workers, and neighbors whose lives have been forever changed by kidney disease. That is why awareness, education, and prevention, conversations like we're having today, are so important. Today, we are honored to be joined by remarkable individuals whose experiences and advocacy are helping to raise awareness and inspire action. First, I would like to welcome Aaron J. So here we go. Aaron, thank you so much for honoring the invitation. Aaron's story is one of resilience, courage, faith, and hope. Through his personal experience with kidney disease and transplantation, he has become a powerful advocate for awareness, education, and organ donation. By sharing his journey, he has helped countless individuals better understand the realities of kidney disease while inspiring others to consider how they can support those in need. Aaron, I'm thanking you again for joining us today. We are grateful for your advocacy, for your transparency, and your commitment to helping others. We are honored to have you with us. We are also pleased to have with us Michael Davis. Welcome, Michael. a kidney transplant recipient whose journey provides valuable insight into the realities of living with kidney disease and receiving the gift of transplantation. Michael's experience serves as a reminder of the profound impact that organ donation can have on an individual's quality of life and future. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for having us. We're blessed to be here today.
Um,
Okay.
As we begin today's conversation, I encourage everyone to listen, learn, and think about how each of us play a role in improving health outcomes within our families and communities. Okay, so now whether that means scheduling a health screening, learning more about kidney disease, talking with your healthcare provider, or just discussing organ donations with your loved ones, or simply sharing information with someone who may benefit from it, every single action matters. So again, thank you to our panelists and everyone joining us today. Erin, let's begin with your story. Can you tell us about your journey and what inspired you to become an advocate for kidney disease awareness and organ donations?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. So pretty much in 2020, we had this little thing happen called COVID. Um, and it was about 2 weeks after the announcement had been made about COVID and everything, the world was shutting down, and I started feeling sick. I was having blackout spells, and I called one of my best friends who actually lives upstairs from me one morning at about 6:30 a.m. And I was like, "Hey man, I think I have this COVID thing that they keep talking about," because we didn't know what all the symptoms were just yet. And he was like, "What you mean? You got it?" He was like, "What we got to do?" And I was like, "I think I got to go to the emergency room. So, put on some mask, and I'll put on some mask. I need you to drive me to the emergency room." We get to the hospital. They stop us, right before you can even enter the property of the hospital. It was like, ground zero. It felt like. I get in there. They run a litany of tests. There's people everywhere, everywhere. And they run a litany of tests once they get me back in the room. And then a doctor comes in, introduces himself as a nephrologist. I didn't know what a nephrologist was at the time. I'd never even heard the term before. And he looks at me and says, "Hey, I don't know if you have COVID, but has anybody ever told you your kidneys don't work?" And I was like, why would somebody ever tell me that my kidneys don't work? That doesn't seem to make sense to me. And he was like, "Well, your kidneys don't work." Like, very frank, just like that. "Well, your kidneys don't work." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, so we're going to admit you right now, and we're going to try to figure out how to save your life." And I said, "Save my life? You talking about my kidneys don't work? Now you're talking about, doom and gloom." And I remind you, around me, there are tons of people with actual COVID that are dying around me and screaming in rooms next door and on, gurneys, like outside of, like in hallways. It was mass chaos. And, we jumped into action. I thank God for all the medical teams that I experienced in my journey. I ended up having to go back home to Kansas City. I live in Los Angeles. I'm an actor in Los Angeles. I ended up having to go back home to Kansas City because the wait in Los Angeles and my team in Los Angeles that, could be a part of my also COVID circle, was very small and not large enough, to be as attentive as I needed to start this kidney journey. And so I moved back home to Kansas City where all of my family is. And that's when I really started my journey with KU Medical. And we did my friends started up they were doing all types of things. They did kidney thons, as they call it, like a telethon, but a kidney thon. They did merit like 5Ks to raise awareness. And then once word got out that I was an actor in Kansas City, coming back home from Los Angeles, needing this kidney, the news stations picked it up. It was a very beautiful, like the outpouring of love was very beautiful, overwhelming at times, but very beautiful. And then one of my oldest friends, who I had known since we were probably 10 or 11 years old, who I hadn't talked to in probably 15, almost 20 years, she reached out to me and said, "Hey, my daughter saw your story on the news. You're in Kansas City, you need a kidney. I'm giving you my kidney if we're a match." and ended up we were a match. And she went through a litany of tests as well. She had to go through the test twice actually, because the first time she tested, she was 7 pounds overweight. So if anybody's thinking about
Mm.
being a live donor and wondering like how well they take care of the live donors, they are very meticulous with the live donors. So you do not have to, if you're thinking about, I want to be a live donor, are they going to take care of me? They will definitely take care of you. So she lost 7 pounds, went back in, did all the testing again, and everything was a go. And then come to find out, so her name is Amy. God bless Amy. Amy is 5 feet tall. I am 6'3". Her kidney was a little undersized. Um, Amy's husband is a surgeon in Kansas City as well, and they talked about it. And Amy brought to the kidney team at KU Medical, Kansas Medical, like, hey, what if we do a kidney exchange? I still want to donate my kidney. I still want to save my brother. How can we find some other people to exchange some kidneys so he can get what he needs as well, and somebody else can get what they need? And that's what we ended up doing. We did a 6-person trade. So 3 recipients, 3 donors. Back in July, it will be 5 years on July 21st this year. So coming up on 5 years, which is a blessing within itself. And once I got my kidney, I remember the surgeon telling me, hey, when you wake up from this, that's when you'll know exactly how sick you were. Like you were sick, like you were dying, but you won't know exactly how sick you were until you wake up from this surgery.
Yeah.
Y'all, when I woke up, let me tell you something. I felt like Superman. I was still in the hospital bed. I was still connected to tubes, but I was ready to go. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
where did energy come from? I was up walking laps around the hospital floor probably about 6 hours after my surgery, after receiving a kidney transplant. And they were all like, yeah, we told you you were sick. Like now, this is what you're supposed to feel like. So 3 days went by. I was released from the hospital with no issues. Amy donated her kidney 2 days after me, so she was released like 5 days after I was released. And I knew right away that I had to become an advocate. After going through something like that, and after being, having the faith over fear was my motto during my whole journey. After experiencing something like that, you want to help other people. Now, before I got sick, I'd never known anybody that needed a kidney ever in my life. And it seems like after I got a kidney, everybody needed a kidney. I was like, what is happening right now?
Mhm.
And I got a call one day from my brother, who I've also known for a very, very long time. Me and Michael went to college together. And he was like, hey, man, I need a kidney. And I was like, what you mean? And he was like, I need you to help me. I need a kidney, and Michael has 100 kids, that he has to be a father for. No, he has four
Yeah.
wonderful boys, right? 4
Yeah.
kids.
4 boys.
All boys. Oh, he's a boy dad. And I was like, brother, I got you. I got you. And so, I wrapped my arms around him and brought the community in to help him, just like Rodriguez, who hopefully can jump on this call at some point today. He wrapped his arms around me and he helped me. And it just keeps going on, and the advocacy hasn't stopped. And so this year I'm doing what's called a 12 and 12, trying to get 12 people in 12 months to become live donors to save 12 lives. And so the advocacy doesn't stop and it won't stop, because I was given the gift of life, and I want to make sure that other people have a chance to get that too.
Thank you so much, Ron. Um, Heron, I cannot thank you enough for your transparency, for your advocacy, for deciding and being intentional about meeting the needs of others from your experience. You said something. You said after you got the transplant, you found out that the whole world, not the whole world, but a lot more people needed transplants than you ever thought. Guess why? Because then now you have become aware. The need had always been there. And it is because you decided that you were going to make a difference. in other people's lives. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to bring Michael on. Michael, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Fantastic. So the floor is yours. And thank you.
Awesome. No, thank you so much for inviting me. And also thank you to my friend, brother Aaron. Um, Again, our relationship goes back quite a bit, back to Southwest Missouri State University. And also, we grew up in the same city of Kansas City. So my journey actually started back in 2016, believe it or not. I came down with pneumonia. And I just remember, again, a nephrologist walked in the building, had no idea what a nephrologist was. And I'm in there for pneumonia. There's a tube down my chest. And he's like, "Hey, has anybody mentioned your protein levels are up or anything like that?" No. And he has an entourage with him. He's like, "Well, there's some things that are a little bit elevated. We want to do some more blood work, and we'll get back to you." And many, many tests later, um, and after biopsies, things like that, they found out that my kidneys had a lot of scarring on them. And of course, in my mind, I'm like, I have no idea, like, how this even happens. At the time of my life, then I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm working out close to 5, 6 days a week. On top of being a musician and traveling and being an educator. Uh, I didn't quite comprehend what was going on at this time. So, fast forward a little bit, I'm still trying to take the best care of myself that I can. So, continuing working out, still trying to eat good, things of that nature. And then we fast forward to, my brother Aaron needing a kidney. And I'm like, that's crazy. And in the same instance, I'm looking at myself like this could be me as well. I mean, I've got the same news, but I'm not quite there yet. And you know, after just continuing, every few months having to go in for blood work and things like that, you're kind of hit with the reality of, the nephrologist telling you that you're gonna need a kidney transplant. And your world is a bit rocked, because in that moment, everything, your plans, anything you're thinking of, it halts. And so, uh, again, doing many tests, I was told that, you're going to have to start dialysis and things like that. And you're like, well, what happens when I do that? And there's a list of things that you can and cannot do. You can't drink too much water, and your body's going to hold it. And once you realize that your kidneys are done, there's a lot of do's and don'ts. And you know, again, my brother Aaron received his kidney and instantly became, it was like he came with the cape on, like, "Hey, I got a solution, bro. Like, I have a team. I've met some really great people that can help you." And so that's when the support groups came along, people who were advocating for the same thing. And some of those people that were advocating also needed the kidney help as well. And your eyes are open. That was the first thing I told a lot of my friends, that didn't necessarily know what was going on with me in particular, but I had to let them know, like, "Hey, this is going on." And your eyes are opened to just how many people are suffering from kidney disease or kidney failure, renal failure. Um, and it doesn't matter what kind of shape you're in, um, or any of that. I just remember the doctor coming to tell me, because he's looking at my build. And at the time, I had a pretty muscular build. And he's like, you know, we've only seen, like, we're matching your blood work to some recent blood work. And, and it keeps coming back to, he was like, oh, you ever heard of Alonzo Mourning? And I'm like, well, yeah, I follow him, Alonzo Mourning. He was like, you know, your kind of renal failure and, and your tests are coming back to people who are athletes, and we just can't understand why your kidneys are failing. So it leaves just this big question mark. I'm actually in October, we'll be approaching 4 years of kidney of being a recipient. Unfortunately, I do not know my donor. It was an anonymous donor. My doctor did give me the opportunity to reach out, and I didn't necessarily get a reply. I was a little sad at first, but I just kind of just sat back with the fact that I'm grateful, I'm thankful. I mean, I have a lot more life to live. Today is my 20th year wedding anniversary with my wife. Um, and I'm here with my kids still running around and doing a lot of things. But I'm very grateful for the support of not only my family, but also my extended family and brother, Aaron, and those that I did not know that were supporting me in community groups, praying for me and advocating for me as well. So it's been a journey, and the journey doesn't stop even after transplantation. It honestly just kind of begins, and a continuing and a continuing journey. So it's it's here for life, unfortunately, until maybe they find a solution. But it is definitely a area that needs more communication and more awareness, because more and more people are being affected by kidney disease.
Thank you so much, Michael. And
Absolutely.
happy 20th wedding anniversary.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate that.
and oh my gosh, you took the time on your wedding anniversary to come to this roundtable. We
Oh yeah,
appreciate you.
absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely. I
you.
wouldn't have it any other way.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. See, this is what we're talking about. We don't take this for granted, and I'll explain why. You see, many people will go through things, but don't see the need to give back, don't see
Mm.
the need to then look out for the needs of others in the community. But that's not what Aaron has done. And he started this, was there for you, and you didn't have to, take his lead, but you have. In that now you are now standing in the gap for others also. And to both of you, I said thank you. We appreciate you. And to men out there, all men out there, we encourage that you go out to meet your primary care doctors, get evaluated, get screened. Men usually don't do this. Men usually don't take care of themselves. They take care of the home. They're running from work to jobs and to, just make sure everybody is fine, being the breadwinner. In order to be an excellent breadwinner, you have to have good health. Health is wealth. And while you're doing all of those running arounds and all of that, please take the time to go see your primary care doctor and follow their lead. Sometimes when things are caught earlier, not even sometimes, most times, when we catch things earlier, we are able to intervene and, fix, treat, make better, and prevent things going or getting worse. So those early screenings and interventions are important. Again, thank you so much for honoring us today. And thank you for your personal stories. They have been very encouraging. So I'm going to yield to our communications director to see if she has a few words Or if there are questions from the
I
audience, maybe in the chat box or something that we can answer.
Yes, there are. The first question is, what would you say to someone who has recently been diagnosed with kidney disease and may be feeling overwhelmed or afraid?
Okay, so who would like to take that? Aaron,
I'll take
I
it.
see you're nodding.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So one of the first things that my kidney mentor told me, and it was one of the first things that I told Michael and that I told others that I've helped mentor, is that you will feel afraid. You will go through a whole period of shame of why me. Um, and that's normal. I think it's normal. We all went through it. Like I definitely went through it. Especially the shame part. Like when I first got sick, I didn't want to tell people. I didn't want it out. It was like a big secret. Actually, I remember I told somebody who, was really close to me, and then somebody who wasn't really close to me, like gave me a call and was like, "Hey, we're so sorry you're sick." And I was like, how did you know? Like, no, people aren't supposed to be telling. But reality is that when you get sick, you just get sick. You can only control the things you can control, right? And once you get sick, you're sick. And now it's like, oh, what can I do? I need to figure out a way to keep my faith. I need to figure out how to keep my head up. And more important than you, the person that is sick, it's your support system has to figure out a way to support and to keep their head up as well, because you'll pick up the traits of the people around you. And my support system was I call it my village. My village was absolutely amazing. And the love will come once you, I know it's super scary, but once you can kind of get past the scary part and get into the, oh, what can I do to get to the other side of this part, that's when the floodgates will open, your village will develop, the love will come, the support will come, and God willing, you get everything that you need so you also can get a second chance. But you got to keep pushing. Faith over fear.
Yeah, I
Thank
agree.
you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Michael?
Yeah, I would like to piggyback on that. You know, there is a part of fear that definitely steps in. The biggest step that you can do for yourself is just let them check you. Once you get over that hump, it's literally like when you turn a faucet on, the water's just everything just starts pouring out for you. um I think the I don't want to say the worst part, but you would do yourself a disservice by not going, because you know just it could be little things that can still help prolong the process even before transplant. Before transplant, we have to talk about dialysis. There's things that you can do to prevent yourself from getting even to the dialysis point. And then when you finally hit your Goldilocks kind of area, then it's like, okay, now I can surrender to, the dialysis. And even in that period, your community is still there to support you and help you along your journey. But definitely go see someone, and at least get an update on where you are in the process.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Oh, okay, so my next question is, why do you believe conversations like today's are especially important in Black and Hispanic communities?
Okay, so we'll go with Michael first, and then we'll
Yeah.
back.
Um, you know, data shows that our black and brown communities unfortunately are being hit the hardest with this. There's still a lot of mystery behind why kidney disease is hitting our communities the way it is. Um, and so, I mean, it's really unknown, and a lot of it is coming down to. Yeah, I'm currently in Nebraska. First off, by the way, I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. A lot of people don't know where that is. But we have one of the best, if not the best research hospital in the country. And I didn't realize that. I benefited from that, but um, there's a lot of data that comes down the chain now about genetics and things that are in your bloodline, and of course, preventative things that you can do. Um, but unfortunately, our Black and Brown communities are being hit the most uh, from this kidney disease. Some of this is coming from you know our from poverty, as far as like things that we consume, uh just the areas that we live in. So not of it is just, we're congesting the things, but even just in our environments, like we're breathing and living in areas that may be in polluted areas and things like that. And there's a lot of data that are coming out that are supporting that. Unfortunately, our Black and Brown communities, our Black and Brown people that live in certain areas and around certain things are unfortunately uh, affecting our kidneys and things like that.
Thank you. Aaron, any comments
Yeah.
on that?
Yes. So I think Michael articulated beautifully on that side. I'm going to try to do the equally the same on the other side. This conversation is so important because we need people with live donors, right? Black and brown people donate organs at a rate that is unbelievably less than any other community.
Mhm.
I remember, and there's so much, for lack of a better word, so much ignorance around it. I remember when I was sick and looking for a donor, I had to go into the eye doctor because everything needs to be checked. And when I was telling this optometrist, what was going on with me, this man who is a medical professional, albeit not of kidneys but of the eyes, he looked at me. He was like, "Well, your donor has to be Black, right?" I was like, "Well, no, they don't. Like kidneys don't know what race you are. Like, yeah, like no." He was like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Okay." So that's why the conversation needs to be had, right? Because there is knowledge to be gained, and I feel like the Black and brown communities, we already have this stigma about the medical field and how we've been treated and tested on throughout the years, which is widely documented from the Tuskegee experiments, from all the history of how Black and brown people are treated and were treated in the medical professional. So now we're at this stage where it's like, oh, we need to get checked out, like Michael was saying. We need to go to our doctors. We need to have these tests. I just turned 46. Wait, Michael, when did we turn? When was our birthdays? Like 3 weeks ago.
May 31st and June
Our birthdays
1st.
are a day. Our birthdays are a day apart.
Yep.
It's crazy. So I just turned 46, and like literally 3 days later in the mail, I got a cola guard box in the mail that I didn't order. It just happened. Like my doctor was like, "Nope, 46. Go get the colon checked out." And I was like, "Okay." So I know I got to do that. But these conversations are so important because people just don't know, and people don't know what they can do to help people in need either.
Yeah.
So that's why this conversation is important.
Thank you so much. And 46, Cologard, you actually 1 year behind.
Thank you, Dr. O.
we, we start screening now at 45. So everyone under my voice, if you're 45, please get that Cologard if you're not getting colonoscopy. And thank you, Aaron, for bringing that up, because that is something, again, that is very important and that is affecting people of color, brown and Black, more than anyone else. I also want to just, chime in and support everything you guys have said, but also that high blood pressure and diabetes are rampant in people of color. And those two things predispose to kidney problems, to kidney failure, needing dialysis, and then, eventually transplant. So it's important to control the blood pressure. See, if the blood pressure is controlled, first of all, you have to know you have it. So you have to screen. It's a silent killer. A silent killer because there are no symptoms. So people can have high blood pressure and not know they have it. So it's important to check that blood pressure. If it's high, just take the one pill a day. Or if it's multiple pills, take it to control the blood pressure. And guess what? Kidneys will be intact. Your heart will be intact. There'll be no impact. Because high blood pressure that is untreated can cause heart attack, stroke, congestive heart failure, kidney failure that we're talking about, or blindness without any warning. Diabetes is the same thing. There are symptoms of diabetes. People may start having fatigue, increased thirst, weight loss, stuff like that. Go get checked. If you have diabetes, get it treated. Put it under control. If it's under control, you will not have the complications of diabetes. Do you know diabetes is the #1 cause of blindness in the world today? Still, any part of the world, along with other things that it causes, like the kidney failure. So it's important to treat these underlying issues so that, kidney problems and other issues that could occur can be prevented. Just wanted to, chime that in. Do we have any other questions?
I was going to say that's awesome, Dr. O, because one of the questions actually was, what would you like Prince George's County residents to know about protecting their kidney? And you not only provided us with information about protecting our kidney, but protecting our whole body. So that was an awesome lead into that. I guess the last statement is, if they had to give any advice or message to leave Prince George's County residents with, what would that be?
Excellent. Excellent. Great way to conclude. Aaron, the floor is yours.
All right. What up, PG County? I have tons of friends from PG County that live out here in Los Angeles that are fantastic actors as well. Tons of them. I would say go to your doctor, keep those appointments for sure. Get those checkups, get those screens. Have a support system. Build your support system, even if it's just one other person. Somebody that you can talk to, somebody that can help you get to point A to point B, somebody that is an accountability partner to make sure that you are taking your medications, because we know people just don't like taking medicines. But and they'll get the prescriptions filled and they just won't take them. So somebody that can make sure that they're holding you accountable of taking those medications, and just keep your head up. My grandmother used to say, God rest her soul, chins up, wins up. And that was her way of saying, keep your head up and, keep the faith. Again, this year I embarked on with my friend, and who was a wonderful publicist as well, Sarah, and we embarked on this very ambitious journey called Aaron J's 12 by 12 to get 12 donors this year in 12 months to be live donors for kidneys and to save 12 lives. So if, just some advice, if you want to tap in, you can just go to Instagram, Aaron's 12 by 12. We post stuff every day, almost different facts, different videos, and tap in with me if you're thinking about it. And we can get you the information you need. I have resources for you. I have people that you can talk to who have been live donors. Shout out to Team Be More, to Bree and Aaron, who helped me and Michael get our word out when we needed what we needed, and they continue to do so. And yeah, just keep your head up and keep looking forward. It's some days you will have bad days. You will have bad days. But the best part about a bad day is that, God willing, you'll have another day to give it another shot.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Michael, what are your parting
Yeah.
words for us?
Live, because I I thought I was just done, like everything was going to change. My word would be definitely, definitely get checked. Get your blood work done, maybe quarterly. That's a good just a good reference. I know, most people go get their yearly, they see their primary doctor yearly. I mean, you can get blood work done, quarterly, and it really doesn't cost that much. Or your health insurance will pick that up. Um, but my big one is live. I have a whole new perspective on life now. You know, you just life doesn't stop because of a diagnosis. Um, so just continue to live, continue to pursue everything that you were pursuing before you even got a diagnosis, or even if you don't have a diagnosis, live. And then on the other side of it too is, just live a healthy lifestyle. Make sure you are also taking care of yourself. Just whether it's a walk, it can be, a healthy meal or any of that. Just doing a few changes every other day still makes a huge difference to keep your hypertension down, because a lot of people don't know that they have it. Balancing, how much intake of sugar and things like that. But, you know, just create healthier lifestyles, and then just live, man. That's my biggest thing. Time doesn't stop just because something in your life happens to put a comma or somewhere, but just keep going. uh Encourage yourself, and encourage others to get checked and checked often.
At my highest, my A1C was 12.1,
Wow.
Mm,
which is crazy. My A1C
That's
now,
yeah.
I got my A1C was wait, was that 3 weeks ago? Oh, right before my birthday, 5.7.
Mhm.
fantastic. Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
I clap for you for that. A1C, for whoever doesn't know what that means, is the measure of your blood sugar within the last 3 months before it was checked. So that's like an average. Um, 12.1 was high.
yeah.
We like it to be
Yeah,
below 7 in somebody who has diabetes, but to diagnose 6.5 and above is diabetic.
yeah.
But when somebody is diabetic, we want it to be below 7. So 5.7, excellent. You're doing a
Man,
great job. Thank you.
I'm right behind you. I'm
Fantastic.
at
I'm
about to say
so
5.9.
proud of both of you. Thank you so much. And thanks for joining us. And weather has it that is very hot in California right now. So please stay hydrated and stay in air conditioned settings. Just stay cool. Thank you
thank you.
so much, everyone. We appreciate you.
Happy anniversary,
Thank you.
Mike.
Hey, appreciate you. Thank you so much for having
Yes.
me.
Happy
Well, thank you.
anniversary.
Thank you, Dr. O, as well as all the participants. This has been a wonderful session. I've learned a lot from this. I'm hoping that everyone else that joined us learned a lot from us, as well as we'll look into the kidney donation. What does it mean? How we can support one another and just get the education. That's what it's really about. Get the education and awareness so that we can support one another. So if there's no additional questions, that will conclude this session. And thank you once again for everyone participating.
And remember 12 by 12.
12 by 12.
Look
Thank
up
you.
Aaron J's 12x12, and the Instagram page will come up. And I just shout me, I just send me a DM, and I got you.
Aaron J, 12 by
By 12.
12.
So 12, 12, 12, 12x12. Yep.
Ah, 12x212. Okay. Thank you so much again.
All
Have
right.
a
Thank
blessed rest
you.
of your day,
Thank you
everyone.
guys. All
You
right.
Thank
too.
you.
Bye.
Bye
Have a good
bye.
one.